What's up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope everybody has been having a wonderful week out there, and hope you're all in good spirits and in good health. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. But I just wanted to do kind of a little fun video today. We obviously have two sports currently that are in the swing of things, deep in the playoffs. Been some good battles, some conversations floating around regarding both sports. Personally, I prefer hockey. I've been watching the NHL playoffs, keeping up with that. But I know many people have been talking about the NBA playoffs and enjoying that as well. There has been some young stars that have been playing pretty good in both sports. So that's exciting to see, and I just wanted to kind of take a look and get a feel for how the card market reflects within those players, and are the playoffs helping or hurting these individual card prices? So, obviously, again, I'm talking about the NBA. We have Miami Heat versus the Celtics, and the Warriors versus Mavs. Golden State is up currently 3-1, and the Heat and Celtics are tied in their series 2-2. Celtics Heat play tonight, looks like at 8:30, and then Mavs Warriors play tomorrow at 9 p.m. In the NHL, you have the Avalanche and the Blues. Colorado is leading that series 3-1. They play tonight at 8 p.m. You have the Oilers and Flames. Oilers won last night 5-3, and so they're up in their series 3-1. Rangers Hurricanes are tied at 2-2, and Tampa Bay. This was a shocker. Tampa Bay, for those that don't watch hockey, they won the last two Stanley Cups. It is not an easy feat to win back-to-back, let alone a three-peat in in the NHL for the Stanley Cup. Florida was one of the best teams this entire season, and Tampa Bay just said, you know what, we're done with this. We're going to win the Battle of Florida. And they just absolutely smoked them. 4-0, swept them. So congrats to Tampa. But so Avs and Blues play tonight at 8. Rangers Hurricanes play tomorrow at 7. Oilers Flames tomorrow at 9:30. So be interesting to see how this winds up. Personally, the way this looks right now, this has been a hell of a series with the Oilers and Flames. I think the Oilers can win this, but they do now have to go back and play in Calgary. Avalanche should close this series out, and then this one obviously has been a toss-up. I can see that going 7 games. So, all right, the key players that I'm going to talk about over here in the NBA, I have Luka, Steph, and Tatum. Obviously, the Mavericks, the Warriors, and the Celtics key stars. I did PSA 9 for the Curry, and then the 10s for Luka and Tatum. Obviously, I went with the 9 because it's the most highest populated card. There's not as many 10s on this, so I wanted to do the 9 and then the 10s on the Luka and Tatum. If we go and look at April 16th, which is when the NBA playoffs started, you can see the prices here. Luka was sitting at $455, Steph was at $1,800, and Tatum was sitting at $2,250. If we scroll on over to where they are today, they are sitting at Luka at $417.53, Steph at $1,899.99, and Tatum is sitting at, move that over, $270. So this is kind of interesting to me because there's been a lot of talk about Luka, moving into the Western Conference Finals. He had a great series against the Suns, how hot his card market was, this, that, and the other. And then when you look at his Prism PSA 10, It's actually down $37.47 according to this since the start of the playoffs. So his value has actually been negatively affected, even though he's having a great NBA playoffs. If you look at Steph, he is up, according to the charts, at up $99.99. And then Tatum would be up $47.50. So it was kind of interesting to see there that Luka has actually dropped about as much as Tatum has risen. So something to keep an eye on there. I mean, it looks like the Warriors are going to close them out anyway, but I would have thought that with all the talk and everything with Luka and him moving into the Western Conference Finals and everything, closing out the Suns, having the big games that his prices would actually have been up, and instead they are reflecting the opposite direction. You do kind of see here some peaks and valleys, so maybe that's actually on Steph. Right here, you do see a spike on Luka where it went to 590 and then it dropped right back down. I'm wondering if this just isn't a case of this card being so heavily populated. It's going to be volatile and really hard to push it and drive its course no matter how great Luka does in the playoffs. So, all right. For hockey, I only pulled up two players. I think, there's several, I guess you could say, star players on some of these teams. We'll go back over here and look. You know, with the Lightning, you have Braden Point, you have Kucherov, you have Vasilevsky, the goalie. There's several guys you could consider stars on that team. Again, they've won back-to-back Stanley Cups. Nothing really adjusted their prices when they did that. So I didn't really take any of those into account. The Rangers, you could look at like Adam Fox. You could look at Igor Shesterkin, Mika Zibanejad. There's a couple guys you could look at, but again, I don't think anything's going to move the needle. They're not, excuse me, they're not necessarily like the guys NHL is pushing out there. The Flames, you have Matthew Tkachuk, a couple of other guys, Johnny Gaudreau. There's guys out there. Even on the Oilers, there's several key guys that you could consider as starters. But there was two that are standing out to me as I feel key young players in the NHL. Obviously, Connor McDavid is one of them. So I did Connor McDavid and I did Cale Makar. Makar is a defenseman, but he is a unique defenseman as he has a lot of offensive skill. He's a young player. He has basically came right out from day one and has shown that he can be an elite player in this league, not just a defensive player, but on the offensive end as well. So I'm going to just focus on these two guys. McDavid, obviously everybody knows Connor McDavid. Makar, he's one that is getting notoriety, but I think he's still flying under the radar a bit. So I wanted to look at both of these guys. All right, the NHL playoffs started on May 2nd, so we're going to go over to May 2nd. Look where they started. So McDavid was at 31.51.97, while Makar was sitting at 6.41.60. Again, both teams are still in the playoffs. Both teams look to be like they can move on at this time. So where are they sitting today? So McDavid is actually sitting at 31.30, and Makar is at 7.65. This is something really interesting to note because once again, I would put McDavid on the pedestal of like Luka's status when it comes to Luka's place in basketball cards and McDavid's place in hockey cards as far as the young, top young player in each individual sport. The hobby itself reflects that on both players. But yet, McDavid also, even though he's having a great playoffs, his prices is technically down. Now, it's a small margin. It's $21.97. When you're spending $3,000 Is $22 really much of a difference? No. So he is down, but again, very, very small, small number on his decrease. Now, something interesting here, out of all 5 players that we looked at across both sports with Makar, he was at 641.60. He's currently sitting at 765. Makar is up $123.40. So if you had spent 641.60 on opening night of the NHL playoffs and said, I'm buying a PSA 10 Young Gun Cale Makar, you are sitting better than if you had bought a PSA 9 Steph Curry Topps rookie. Now, obviously, the Curry's going to probably get more talk because it is nearly a $2,000 base card. But when you look at numbers, the Makar would actually be, since people like to use the term investment, it currently would be the better investment, coming in at almost $25 more than what the Curry has risen. So, looking at the charts, I would put Makar at the top, Curry in second, then Tatum in third, McDavid with a $21.97 drop would be in fourth, and then Luka, of all people, over the course of the past 2 years that everybody's been talking about, Luka would be in fifth. So just something to note, something I just thought would be fun to look at both sports that were in the playoffs. Full swing, a lot of young stars to look at. Obviously, Curry is the OG of the party. He's already got titles. He has a legacy that's been written. But it's fun to look at Luka, Tatum, the Wonder Boy of 2017 Prism. And then obviously McDavid, even though his rookie is in 2015-16 Upper Deck, the dude is young. He's like 24, 25 years old, I believe. So that's something to remember. He is still really young. And then obviously Makar is in 2019-20. So we have a guy from 15-16 Upper Deck, 17-18 Prism, 18-19 Prism, and 19-20 Upper Deck. So again, the OG boy, Steph Curry, he's the only outlier here. So just thought that would be fun. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts. If you were going to pick one of these 5 up for a long-term hold, which would it be? Thank you guys for watching. I really have been appreciating all the comments and, discussions and everything on the recent videos I've posted. I said it last one. I do really appreciate it. So hope you all have a wonderful day. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.